Hello. Welcome to BPNR holiday season. Gonna do our next two races of the night here during the holiday season. This being race 8 of 11 here at Piggzport Super Speedway, a fictional track located at God knows where, I don't even know. The track is really interesting. They did the track map here. 2.85 mile super speedway with pit lane speed of 60 miles an hour. The shape is intriguing. It reminds me a bit of Rockingham Motor Speedway in the UK, but it's definitely not a even close to a square. I don't even know what shape to call this. Just a weird ass wombus, I had to presume. Um, For tonight's race, we go over point standings heading into this race. It is Harry Crawford who leads the way, 14 points over his team owner Thomas Troxel. Hector Garcia in P3, and Ryan Scare P4 not too far behind him. Cole Rodriguez top 5, then Dylan Negron looking in 6th place, actually tied with Landon Lyle for that spot. Joshua Clements, P8, Zach Armstrong, P9, and Kirsten Bell, top 10. And you can look through the rest of the order. Tonight's race is 20 laps, 24 laps in the game for overtime reasons. And yeah, one of two races tonight, per usual at the holiday season. Going to qualifying results. It is randomized qualifying, and the game randomly drew Roman Gonzalez to start the race from pole. I was roulette second, but I'm not racing, of course. So that would mean Cam Smith, who would start P4, would actually line up P2. And I believe we're about ready to go. 24 or 20 laps again, sorry. And another Super Speed race, so get ready for some really great action. Just looking at the map, I've never seen this place before. The start finish line is where the pink, purple, pinkish line is at top. I actually enabled my mouse so you can see. So right here is start finish, then you get turn one over here, then turn two, then there's a tunnel over here. It turns during this backstretch. It's like Chicagoland where it's curved, so you can barely call it a backstretch even. You get turn three over here, then turn edge. This is also where the pit lane is, so there's that for you. And then turn four down here. really, really awkwardly shaped racetrack. And not to mention that this is one of two races. The two races tonight have track names that start with pigs. I don't know why that is. I guess Lyle likes pigs, or he is a pig himself. I have no idea. Or it's just randomly convenience. Got a few more seconds here before we head onto the grid. Here's a starting order in case you want it. And I have the entry list, so no need to confuse names. I'm going to, let's see, 23 to 22 if you exclude me, so I'm gonna use a horizontal ticker for today, for at least this race at minimum. um, it's just 22 drivers. I I have two tickers, a horizontal and a vertical. The horizontal one is I have it set up to 23 people. And while the vertical ticker has up to 48, which is the maximum amount of cars NR will allow on track. Like that's the hard limit. Most tracks will give you 43 grid slots to work with, but you can push that up to 48 if the track allows it. But it is race time, and gonna hope that my game doesn't crash today, and there's no good camera angle. Oh boy. The tunnel's really weird. So, switch is over, and hope that... No. Hopefully we can get this race going, and... Yeah, just... Very awkward. I looked through the pig cams or TV cams already, and it's just a little wacky, so I have to switch around quite a bit.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines are fired. So it is Roman Gonzalez and Cam Smith who will lead the field of green from the front row, with Cole Rodriguez and Brandon Carter will be in row 2. William Gregory and, where is it, Hector Garcia will be row 3. That was 24 laps. It's just weird. Alright, I need to check my OBS because my laps ain't working for some reason. Now, I have the vertical ticker ready in case I need to swap over. We have a pretty long pace lap and green flag is out. We are on the way from Piggzport. Roman Gonzalez from Poland is already going to drive backwards here. He's going to opt to the rear, then giving Cole Rodriguez the lead. That tunnel is just going to be a bit funky. But it's 3 wide for looks to be B3 with Schmuter on the bottom, Carter in the middle, and Kamsa is going to drop backwards here. And I believe that Negron trying to force his way to beat B3. No, that is Crawford. Lap 1 is complete and doesn't look like my ticker is going to work as intended. So that sucks. And Brandon Carr gets loose and it's gonna go into Wetzel. Big flip from Troxel. And Dylan Negron also involved. Caution has been called. It is race back to the line. Oh, they're gonna have a reset actually. So they'll rack it up and go again. And meanwhile, did it? I'm gonna just do this just in case. Because there's a good chance that the server might fall out. We're using Johnson Salas' server, and in case it does crash, I don't want to reveal any IPs or anything. Doesn't look like the game crashed, thankfully, so I'm actually gonna swap over to this ticker.
Drivers, to your cars.
Let's see. Set myself up. Get my stuff set up in OBS while we have the downtime. That's working fine.
Drivers, to your cars.
So they're talking about potentially swapping servers, which isn't the first time this may have to happen. But right now we're staying with the one Sauls is currently providing. Zach Armstrong is in the wings in case we do need to swap. So that's the information I'm given at this time. Where is the thing? Because not displaying of my labs, even though everything's
Drivers,
ready to
start
go.
your engines.
Or maybe, I don't know. I think I'll just stick with the Virgo one. So Roman Gonzalez with one pole isn't on the grid, so that would give pole the first place starting spot to Cold Rodriguez. Cam Smith will remain in P2. So we'll see how this time around stacks up for these drivers. 24 laps ahead of us. Waiting. I think the pace car is still ways out, so gonna be a little while. Yeah, look, green flag is out. Try this again. A lot more spread out this time. 8 ports the A7 missed a gear, so not really optimizing the start. But it does mean we can hopefully get at least get 2 laps under our belt without an incident. Still nothing on the ticker, which is pretty strange. I may have to re-download stuff after tonight's events, because it might be because it's outdated, but I have no idea. Lap 1 complete. It is Cole Rodriguez still at the head of the ship with Joe Schmuda and Brandon Carter in tow. Knight and Lyle first car on the outer lane. A little squirmy amongst these gaggle of cars here. Yeah, it just broke. I don't know. Oh, this one's working now. Okay, that's just weird, but it wasn't working the first time, but whatever, sure. But I do need to refresh this so the numbers can load up. Apologies for tabbing out, but we're back. Speedway now. And take heli cam. No, they know how way up the track. You can stack out the very outside. There goes this car in the grass. That was Noah Wetzel. Remain green. Currently on lap 3. And Roman is out. Roman just for. So Roman Gonzalez just joined the TeamSpeak and then immediately fell out of the game, so that's something you want to do. Brandon Carter gets a shot from Negron. Okay, this ticker is just really buggy. I do apologize. So while the order is correct, actually it's not, because Carter's nowhere in the picture now. Okay, I'm just gonna have to go blank for this one. Hopefully issues... I'll hopefully resolve the issue come the next race tonight. Get a little downtime in between, so I'll be able to resolve any issues. Single file for the time being, but here comes Harry Crawford. As soon as I say that, I tried looking, but nowhere to go on that front. That moved Matthias Wells to the top lane with no help. Schroeder is closing in, but by the time he gets there, these two will already be side by side with 31, it seems. I saw someone smack the wall, and that was Daniel Rodriguez. But everyone kept it straight somehow. Top 5 had broken away, and Scared lags into William Gregory, sending him spinning down the front stretch, and Arthur Xavier hard in the brakes, but just gonna barely avoid that. I've heard nothing in terms of caution. It's only 2 cars, they need 3 to trigger a caution. Oh, that back push for Dylan DeGron, and he is flipping down the backstretch. He'll land back on his wheels, caution. And caution has been taken. Cole Rodriguez, your leader, with Harry Crawford second, Thomas Troxel third, Johnson in fourth, and Wells fifth. Let's look back, see what happened. So out of the tunnel, oh, it like he warped? That's a strange wreck. I've never seen that kind of warp. Right on board with the 20 here. Use 15 for this one. Yeah, 77 just warps in front of him, and it's enough to where it gives him a back push, quote unquote. So pit lane is open. Reminder is at turn 3 and not down the front stretch. 60 miles an hour. There they are. And I can get good camera angle, aren't I? Okay, we get this angle, I guess. I think Dane Johnson in the back only took 2 tires. I believe Troxel did the same as Cole Rodriguez, who wins off pit road. With Troxel second, Lane Johnson third, Cam Smith fourth, and Harry Crawford fifth. Yeah, William Gregory heavy damage after getting turned by Rain Scare. Potentially look back at that while we have the time. So Scary blinked out, blinks back in, and then warps back out as soon as he makes contact with the 31. It's just really unfortunate. Bro was on a stealth mission. Went on board with the 9 card, Arthur Xavier. Just smacks the wall, but as he's hard on the brakes, see Scary here blinking again. It's currently under caution, lap 8 of 24 scheduled green flag laps. Which is 24 laps in general. I don't know why I said that, but... So I don't think these guys can make it on fuel. And we're going to go another lap because the choose cone will take place at the start finish line. So choose cone will be right here. And, well, coming up shortly, I'm gonna have my camera ready. Got this turn here. So a lot of people take... Actually, it's pretty split. Pretty messy, but... So the bopping crowd children for not making it obvious that the choose cone. There isn't a physical choose cone here. But I believe that red line is for reference and... Well... I say... Yeah, it's pretty indecisive. It's like, he didn't make it obvious enough. If you're going to run the top, well, run the top. So... It can be called this time and actually... I don't know, they're going green on this straight here, or... Honestly, they should. They could just go back racing as soon as you can. You got a straightaway, kind of a straightaway here, but still, you can make it work. So it's... Well, before the choose... At the choose cone, sorry. Cole Rodriguez chooses the bottom lane and it will control the field. Call Matter P2 is a cold roll. Cold roll. Okay. Troxel P3, Zach Armstrong P4, Lane Johnson P5 with Arthur Xavier P6, Camp says P7, Dylan Negron P8, Eric Crawford P9, and later line your top 10. Going to complete 9 laps of 24. We are green. Armstrong gives a push to Cole Mather before ducking down low to flock in behind Troxel. Car on the apron, that'll be Crawford. Got 15 more laps to decide it. I think they can make outfield, but I'm not too entirely sure on their pit strategy. everyone just flocked down at the bottom. It's just the wider tracks is just so bottom dominated. And Harry Crawford gonna make every inch of it count. He's on the very bottom. That has less banking compared to where the rest of the guys are running. And now, after coming back up the track, he's gonna lose a good chunk of speed. Cam Smith trying to make a move on him, but not enough momentum. Arthur Xavier leading the top lane. 14 to go now. I don't think he has help, which is why, well, he does, but clearly not enough, because he just walked back to where 8th place is at the moment. Harry Crawford on the inside of Elaine Johnson, trying to force his way through. Current championship leader. His championship rival is currently P2. Little bit of a snag going on, but we're good. That forces Lane Johnson to get out of the groove, and now he's gonna have no help. Like 8, 9. Well, about to be 9 once Arthur Xavier clears, and I think what he should be doing under this as they go under the parking lot here. Really just stay in line and hope for a mistake from the car ahead of you. Like that. Like that, you kind of just force Cole Mather out of the way. Apologies for that, dog was barking, but we do have a wreck. That'll be Arthur Xavier involved, Arctic Garcia, Cole Mather, and Matthias Wells. Reminder, it is raced back to the line. Currently lap 13 of 24, we're past halfway. Still a single file train, with Cole Rodriguez leading. Thomas Truxell's gonna try to snag it away from him, but that's assuming if Zach Armstrong or Harry Crawford wants to go with him. But he's gonna go on his own. It's a dead tie at the line, but it credited Thomas Truxell with the race spec. The dead even at the line. And now to see the trigger for this caution. So up ahead of Arthur Xavier. On the ground blinks again and that backed them up. It's just, that's the second time that's happened tonight. It's really bizarre. Maybe that's Cole Mather directly behind him? No, it was Hector Garcia. On board with a 7 Lexus car. He blinked once already in a similar fashion, and then he does it again in entry and just sends the A7 spitting on his roof. Look for a car that probably avoided. We'll look at Brandon Carter here. Under caution, second caution of the day as we missed the. I can look. Oof. That is tight. I think that I did. Alright, so 90 will get P2 off pit lane, but some cars have stayed out here this time around. Joe Shimura, Brandon Carter, Noah Wetzel, and Landon Lyle. Noah Wetzel has had an interesting Friday, I shall say. So he did 2 races on Friday night, the first being at Normal, coming from Indianapolis. Indianapolis, especially at the base game Indianapolis, is very heavy on tire wear. So that requires a lot of tire saving. And it's gnarled, so you're going to expect at least a caution, and that's your free time to pit. And you should utilize that, especially at a track like Indy. He opted to stay out under the few cautions that occurred and to get to what his excuse was, lead laps and have TV time. I'm just gonna say this. That is not a healthy mindset to go through. That's just throwing your own race away just for TV time. You can't force yourself to get TV time. You only gain the TV if no one actually looks back at this, you only gain the TV time now is because I'm literally talking about what the the dumbassery that you call a strategy he did on Friday and all. And that's just normal. I didn't even talk about the second race he did yet. And Battle Choose Go continues, or it goes on, I shall continue with the Eastern States Stock Car Series. Both races that I'm referring to were streamed on Cheese Food Media. You should check those out. Um, he's just been, well, he didn't do anything bad, as far as I know. Like, I had to appreciate that race, but as far as I know, he didn't do anything disastrous, but in general, he's just been a wrecking ball in Essex. So, that prompted a license revocation. So, just 2 bad nights, or, well, 2 races, and 1 very bad night for him. Yikes. And now he's gonna line up P2 alongside Landon Lyle with, if my math is correct, 8 laps to go when we take the green flag. And yes, he's a newer driver. I can forgive him, but just not like then not a way to, especially in all, that's not the way to impress people. Having to stay out on old tires and be surprised that you blew them during a green flag cycle. But that's just my rant over. We're about to go green here. Lap 16 of 24, about to be lap 17. 8 laps left. Quiet zone has been called. It is 99 who has control of the field. Got Brandon Carter and Colt Rodriguez in row 2. Colrad being made the first car from pit lane during this most recent caution flag with Zach Armstrong behind him on the same strategy. Green flag is out. Noah Wetzel immediately flocks at the bottom. That leaves Colrad having to work with Armstrong. to take the lead away. No, Wetzel blocks Carter way down to the white line even. It's gonna cost the inside a lot of momentum. Now Landon Lau has no help. And there's more shenanigans going on back here, that being with Scarrett I saw. Far wide, and the ground's forced to back out. The fact that 71 and 77 are in the same vicinity is scary in its own right. Scary is a common excuse of lag, but with what we've seen out of the 77 car, it just, you want to get out of there as soon as you can. I should probably put this back up. So yes, I missed the exchange for lead, but Landon has fallen back as I expected. So that leaves Colward back to the lead with Zach Armstrong and Troxel in tow. Landon forced to be enforced with Brandon Carter, these two being on the same pitch strategy of staying out. But Landon isn't going to give up so easily. Got to the inside of Troxel. Troxel has no help on that second lane. Near contact. Brandon Carr is gonna push the 99. Hopefully past him, but gonna back off for a turn here. And Scary is just making this battle for the lead a little more anxious with this warping. Lyle has his nose under, but Troxel quickly chops him off with the momentum on the outside, and Colrod has fallen off the pace. And I don't know what that was about. Probably slipped on the pedals. No idea. Matthias Wells has any questionable race, but he's back up to 9th and looking to make a charge for the win here. I mean, 5 laps to go at the line here. So Lau now in charge of leading the outside lane to the front with Scarrett and Crawford until Daniel Rodriguez and Arthur Xavier soon to join them, but the 71 does warp and nearly bumper grabs it. He did grab bumper grab the 76, but he's able to keep it straight. And now that just provoked everyone behind him to flock down on the bottom. They do not want to work with that 71 car, even if they try to. And that would leave Landon all alone on the top lane. It's just so quick to shovel people out as soon as you get a signal that what you're about to do will not get you very far. And you'll end up doing more work than you should. D-Dog inside of Gregory. Got 3 cars on top lane, that being Carter, Smith, and Gregory. Meanwhile, Rodriguez is gonna try to push Wells into the leaders, and caution has been called. Carl Childs is on side. He's riding a wall, Truex style. I think that was Truex who did it that one time, but it is to the line. And it is Colrod who will lead the field with trucks, so gain P2, but same motion, but not enough time to get the lead back. Armstrong 3rd, Crawford 4th, and Wells 5th. Childress has been the bad end of the stick with these races, and because it is the tunnel, I don't get a good idea of what happens, so we'll ride on board with Shmuda here. And it is Nick Ron once again with the warping that just shoots him backwards, and Carl just had no time to react. It's kind of unreal. I feel like Carl was going to get hit by this eventually. And that's assuming this continues into the next race. Right on board, it's Childress. It's a nasty hit, just grinds the wall on the outside down the backstretch. That'll be caution number 3 of the day. And that will also send us into overtime. Lots of damage to the 8 car. Also, Lane Johnson, I believe, also got involved in that, but couldn't really tell. Got a few takers, that being Vinny Gregory, Lane Lyle, Carl Childress, and Lane Johnson. So, only 4 cars. Yep, so, Lane Lyle, I can't get, I don't think he's gonna have enough fuel to make it. And so, just pit to be safe. 55 name of 8 cars, I presume, were for damage repair. So, those cars are to the rear. 31, or, yeah, 31, I have no idea. I think he stayed out, but, actually, no, he didn't. That last caution we've had. He pitted, but I don't think he took enough fuel. He was putting he had his strategy to where we would go to schedule to 24 laps and not send us to overtime. So, I think he had to go for a splash of fuel to make it through the 2-lap shootout we're about to have. Rest of the field stayed out, and they're gonna go gambling to see who out of these guys will be victorious. Cole Rodriguez has been the dominant car, with Thomas Troxel in the wings, same as Armstrong. Here Crawford P4, and MT as well as P5. Gonna be choose cone this time. She said to call them out for that one. The Colruyt takes the bottom lane once more. T.S. Wells from P5 jumps up to P2 with Cole or Daniel Rodriguez behind him. Cole Rodriguez has Troxel behind along with Armstrong and Carter on the inside, or row 3 inside and outside respectively. Could see the Carl just made enough repairs to at least finish the race. Not the race he ever imagined, but at least he's chugging. Won't get enough suck because of the rear end damage, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be overtime. 2-lap shootout, no more cautions from here on out. This is the only attempt of overtime. So we got quiet zone. 18 for control. Unless it's further up, I think. Again, this is the first time I've seen this track, so... Okay, now it's quiet zone. Because the start-finish line is not where the pits are, it is further up the road. Just comedic track design. Green flag is at one final time, overtime from Piggzport. Brandon Carter already shuffled out again, trying to make his third lane work, but no one's willing to go with him. Arthur Xavier shoved up to the wall, comes back down in front of Landon Lyle, but everyone keeps it straight miraculously. Here comes Crawford trying to make it 3 wide for P4 on the very bottom. And they break behind him, but we're gonna stay right here with the leaders. Armstrong loose on the bottom. You got Colward and Troxel building up a gap. Armstrong has backed off. Final lap from BPNR holiday season at Piggzport. Just a matter of if you got your partner, you gotta stay with them. Gary Crawford, championship leader. Another direct in the back, but look back at it once we're done. Got 2 more corners. This being turn 3. Everyone in a single file train. And very few cars to look for. Thomas Troxel looks high and ducks low. Not enough time. It looks like, yep, Colt Rodriguez, winner at Piggzport. Just another dominating performance from the SHA guys. As all these goobers are going to take the ramp and end up on top of the tunnel here. Take a look at the final lap. What's it? Let's see. Because there's a couple of goobers that wrecked. So, yeah, we got Cam Smith here trying to clear himself in front of Matthias Wells. That and no gap for him. And I collected D-Dog and Dylan DeGron, as well as Arthur Xavier spinning. How that happened? Just bouncing around after trying to avoid the wreck, and then Brandon Carter hits him. It's just unfortunate. Really unfortunate for most people. There is... apparently Thomas Troxel had to get milk for the family, so whether or not he makes it to the next race is really dependent on how fast he can get to and from the grocery store. But here's your official results, I think. Cole Rodriguez, your winner. Thomas Troxel second. Eric Crawford P3. With Ryan Scarrett P4. Zach Armstrong P5. I don't think that's correct, because shoot. I mean, just, yeah, that's not correct. Alright, my bad. Cole Rodriguez, your winner is Thomas Troxel P2. Zach Armstrong P3. Harry Crawford P4. Brian Scarrett P5. Joe Schmidt P6. William Gregory P7. T Spells P8, Noah Wetzel P9, and Elaine Johnson rounds out your top 10. With Brandon Carter P11, Landon Lyle P12. Excuse me. Cam Smith P13, Dylan DeGrom P14, Arthur Xavier P15, Daniel Rodriguez P16, and the last card to finish on the lead lap. Carl Childers P17. I forgot who the 12th card was. Cole Mather P8, 18, and Hector Garcia P19 and dead last. Just swap over to here. That was the first of 2 races tonight. This was round 8 at
I was mistaken. Scarrett got 5th.
Piggzport.
So, that's even more interesting. So now it's
if you're
pretty much
interested,
back-to-back
fast lap, it
positioning
was
to both of them. So
Cam Smith, the only driver to set a 52-second
this
lap
is gonna
time,
be really
more
interesting for the
specifically at
last two.
52.983.
Anyway,
So
I'm gonna get the
we're
replay.
not done just yet for tonight. Next race will be in about 20 minutes or so. That being taking place at Pigs Creek.
Okay.
Is a completely different track.
Well, so I got everything ready. I'm now leaving to go get it, so I should be back in like 15 minutes.
Okay, I'll wait for you, bud.
Just so you know,
Right,
Yep.
so Troxel on his way out the door. And so again, next race, Pigs Creek, take place about 20 minutes. We'll